Okay. We're here to talk DC Cup. I did the DC Cup. I played a weird deck for me to have played. I do not recommend copying my deck, by the way, um, because I wanted a deck that could actually like combo and go first, and because of that, because I was kind of hoping for like faster games. So I ended up playing Yubel because I owned Yubel, and I felt fine crafting Fiendsmith cards, but I didn't want to craft all the cards to play Snake Eyes. Um, and I kind of had some fun with it. I don't like super recommend this deck list. I also don't think Nibiru is correct, by the way. I think Master Duel players are bad, and because of that, Nibiru is disproportionately good. Also, it's very funny to crash your Yubels into Nibiru. I was originally playing this with just one Engraver and like some Super Polys and some more fun stuff in the deck list. I went off of the Unchained package and then immediately went back on it, being reminded of a little thing called Muckracker, because I had a game where I was stuck, locked into Fiends, and I was like, fine, I do have to play it. This is why I'm saying you should ignore me, by the way. I have not played this deck that much, especially since like the Fiendsmith cards came out. And I just edited it as I went along to be like, okay, I want to win in X or Y scenario. Aerial Eater is strong. I haven't used a revival effect, which is probably incorrect. I feel like this extra deck is close to what it's supposed to be. I almost feel like Desiree is cuttable, but I definitely don't recommend that. Desiree is just a super nice inboard piece to have, to be able to like I got super polyed, and then Desiree just says, hey, your little super poly guy you made, to the graveyard he goes. Because they made Dragostapelia, and I was like, okay, that's nice anyways. Varudris is insane. I remember there was a game where I ended with Spirit of Yubel and Yubel on board, and the opponent was playing Exodia, and basically the second I did that, they were like, oh, I'm screwed, because they could destroy my entire board, but if they did that, these two would just float. But if they didn't do that, I immediately got to make Varudris, and then it was like, whatever. I feel like map is necessary for consistency, because I'd have a lot of hands that just felt inconsistent. It's the same reason I crafted another Engraver and Attract, was just because it was like, I want more starters, and this allows more hands to start. Basically for this, I didn't feel like I could play as many hand traps as I wanted to for how consistent the deck felt. So I basically just played a bunch of high impact ones where it's like Droll, Ash, Nib, Maxi. If I draw them, I can rely on them to do something. These Nibs should almost certainly be Fualas, because your end board's really strong. So as long as you stop your opponent playing, it doesn't really matter. You can usually push through boards if you have like two cards that actually do something and they make like a half board. But this is one where crafting Fool Loss probably would have been worth it. But yeah, otherwise it's just like Phantom of Yubel's a crazy card. Almirage can allow things. I had it before. I don't know. It's just so great because Almirage actually, for the Exodia deck, because they can blow up your entire board, is just really good for you being like, okay, here's my two normal summons, and then I get to turn one of them into Almirage. Your opponent's forced to nuke the board because you're threatening IP. They nuke the board, and if you have something like Nightmare Throne or a different extender in hand, if you had another normal summon so you could hold the opening of the Spirit Gates in hand, it's just so good to tribute the Almirage, keep your monster, and threaten their stuff. This one of Triple Tactics talent, way overperformed, by the way. The last one I had, I literally just talents to take my opponent's Exodia and hit them with it. Very funny. Honestly, the popularity of Exodia legitimately makes me want to not play Piri-Res map and play more talents just to be able to steal it and hit them with it, because it's actually super relevant that you have 8,000 LP so you can steal their monster, hit them with it, and win the game immediately. But honestly, just stealing the monster is enough. I don't think I've ever stolen Exodia and not killed my opponent with it immediately. But yeah. My favorite part of this deck is when you go second, your opponent has a board, and then you basically just ram Yubels into your opponent's monsters and win the game. Just why are you hitting yourself? That's what I think is fun in this deck. But you know, if you want advice on this deck, don't freaking come here. I'm not good. I don't play it well. I had embarrassing games where I had full combo that I just freaking dumped into garbage because I misplayed. And don't do that. I think, by the way, that you should be playing. How do you spell it? Caesar. Caesar should probably be in this extra deck. I don't know what you're putting it in for, but Caesar should probably be in this extra deck. I think it's very relevant. You can make it while you're Fiend locked. It's easy to do under, like, Muckracker's restriction. The Fiendsmith cards are easily get you 2 6s. I don't know. I feel like I'd probably end up cutting Almirage. Don't hold me to that, though. Because I don't even know, like, what else are you going to cut? You'd cut Almirage or you'd cut Muckraker, and I don't think cutting Muckraker makes a lot of sense, because Muckraker is a card that, like, will completely revive a combo that was going to be impossible to do otherwise. Verudris is just a really good inboard piece you can get to a bunch of the time. Apos, same thing. Yeah, it's... Aerial Eater can be important. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like you might be able to cut one of the Fiendsmith cards, whether it be Aerial Eater or Lacrima or Desiree. But I'm not inclined to cut any of those either. I legitimately don't. There's a reason that Wave Hiking Caesar isn't here, and it's not because I didn't remember the card existed. It was because I wasn't sure what card I would want to cut. Because I think every single card in this extra deck comes up very frequently. That's the one problem I have with this deck, is that the extra deck's super tight. But it's kind of hard to say, my extra deck is too good. Whatever will I do? But yeah, I had an okay time in the DC Cup. You know, I like getting top 10,000, and here I am in the top 10,000. Yay. And I didn't have to watch my opponents combo off like crazy all the time. Except, you know, all the times they can play through freaking Droll. Droll, honestly, I don't know. Sometimes Droll's like, oh wow, this is insane. And then half the time it's like, they do the one search, you Droll, and then it's like, yeah, I don't care. But I would Droll, by the way, I would Droll myself just as a counter to like Maxi and stuff and be like, yeah, I can just do a partial combo and it'll be fine. Like, it's not as good because you can't, like, pop your cards with Nightmare Pain and stuff with Spirit of Yubel. But it'd still be good enough. It just... Droll is a maxi out with a lot of your hands. There are some hands where it just doesn't matter. There's also some hands, like if your opponent shotguns maxi and you have... Dark Reckoning, you can literally go normal summon, search, normal summon. Like, you can literally get off several searches before needing to Droll. Like, I don't know, it's just bonkers strong. And then you can start doing your Fiendsmith stuff and still have the revive. So your opponent will draw one card, you'll lose your Droll, but it's honestly probably fine, where you'll get to go through your Fiendsmith stuff and start doing whatever. Okay, I'm done talking about this. Go somewhere else if you want an actual advice on the Yubel deck. Alright, bye.